Howdy, it's Uncle Paul, and I am headed to Colorado Bend State Park for an overnight backpacking trip. Yeehaw! Okay, it is Monday. It is about 10:50 a.m. and I'm just getting started, and I'm gonna hike down to Dogleg Canyon first, and I'll go to my campsite later on this afternoon or this evening. But so I haven't had anything to eat today. Oops. And I'm trying some new bars. So this is flat right now. I'm gonna eat this while I'm walking. And looking forward to a good day. The weather is wonderful. Awesome. Okay, now the trail is headed down to the river. Now I guess I could take that sort of trail right there. It goes along right there. But since this trail is here, I think I'll take this. Well, I really wasn't planning on doing this, but it's like 12:30 and I'm hungry, and I just couldn't pass up having lunch with such a great view. That's low carb tortilla, by the way, peanut butter and honey. And I just couldn't pass up making a cup of coffee either. It surprised me how nice it is out here, and the views, and the climb down here, and the river. It's just very pleasant. So this would be such an awesome place to pitch a tent. This would be cool. Oh man. Oh, well, that was the old Gorman Springs Road. Pretty steep coming up on top here. And I think I'm going to take the old Gorman Road Trail. Let me check the map. Okay, so I ran into some hikers right here and asked them about the Gorman Spring Trail in Gorman Springs. So they pointed me in this direction. So I'm going to go down this trail and probably just backtrack and then come back out to Cedar Chopper Loop there. We'll see. Awesome. Well, I'm getting a little bit low on water, and I don't exactly know how much more exploring I'm going to do. I don't exactly know where I am on the map, but this is the perfect spot to fill up with water. This is Gorman Spring. It's a creek right here coming from Gorman Spring, so perfect. Okay, finally made it. There's Gorman Spring, and it's flowing that direction where I came from. Whew, yeah. Well, I was starting to feel it coming up that hill. I've still got probably maybe a mile and a half back to the truck. I'm cramping up, and I got plenty of water. I got water in the truck, but I really needed to sit down, get something in me. Oh, there's a nice view of the hills. That's interesting. More uphill. Oh, there's another one. That looks pretty deep. I don't know. That makes me a little bit nervous walking on these trails. So, I'm coming up on the junction. I was earlier. I was coming up on the junction to Cedar Wood Chopper Loop. So I'm going to take a right, circle back around to the parking lot. So probably it's less than a mile. But man, I was really looking forward. I thought there might be a bench there. So as I'm getting closer, I can see that someone is sitting, looks like on a bench. I'm like, all right, I'm going to rest for a while. So as I get closer, I notice that there's 3 people sitting on the bench. And one of them was a rather large girl, and they were taking up the whole bench. And I, of course, wasn't going to ask anybody to move, but so I just kept going. Well, I finally made it back to the truck. Barely. I don't think I have it in me to hike the little over a mile to my campsite for tonight and set up and all that. I'm just so worn out. I'm dehydrated. Good thing I purified or filtered some water earlier. I'll tell you later how far I went, but this is a shakedown hike to learn from it, and I've learned some things. So I may take a nap before I start heading home. It's 4:45 right now. Well, it is Tuesday, and the reason I call that hike a fail is just because I didn't accomplish my goal. I wanted to spend the night and then do a little bit of hiking today, and it was starting to mist. But anyway, so that's the only reason really I call it a fail, because I did learn some things. Like I said, it was a shakedown hike, and that's for learning things, and I did. So some of the things that I've learned, I want to mention those. I have 3 months before I hit the Appalachian Trail for my section hike. So I've got to get this stuff worked out for sure. Okay, so some lessons learned. Number 1 is to keep losing weight. I need to get this weight off of me. That's going to help me more than anything, is to keep getting this weight off as much as possible. That's number 1. Number 2 is that I need to work harder on stairs and inclines. That's extremely important, and I've known that before I ever stepped foot on the Appalachian Trail, and before I ever really the hiking I did before that in the Guadalupe Mountains. I just knew that you have to get conditioned with stairs and inclines if you're going to be successful. Number 3, well, it's my pack weight, I guess. It was, for this little hike, it was weighing in at 33 pounds, and that was with pretty much everything, including a couple of days worth of food. So 33 pounds. I had worked a lot over the last few years to get my full pack weight with like 5 days of food and the water I carry down below 30 pounds, like 28, 27 pounds. And but you know, I've allowed it to jump up, and one main reason for that is because in my last few hikes I've taken this Bear Vault 500, and you know, I really do like it, but empty, this thing weighs 2 pounds 11.5 ounces. That is well more than a liter of water. And so on this specific hike coming up this summer on the AT, I need to carry as much water as I can. That has really been my issue almost every time I go for any hike. It's having enough water, and it definitely has been an issue on the Appalachian Trail in the past. I'm really considering just eliminating this, at least for the Appalachian Trail. Going back to my food bag, my bear bag, as it were, and you know, that's a compromise I'm just gonna have to make. This is easy, not having to try to hang a bear bag, but then I'm gonna need as much water as possible, and I'd rather use the weight for that. And I really don't know if I'm going to even take a stove with me for cooking or for even coffee, because of the water mainly is, you know, that's going to be precious. So I still haven't decided that, but I pretty well decided I'm going to leave this Bear Vault behind this summer. Also, you know, getting dehydrated is always a dangerous thing. But for me, especially because of my heart condition, I have been diagnosed with paroxysmal atrial fibrillation. And so since it's not 100%, it's really crucial that I keep hydrated as possible. Okay, now, so those are some things that I learned that I definitely need to make some changes and improve. But some good news from this trip is that kind of like the Lone Star Hiking Trail, I didn't have any knee problems, didn't have any foot problems, because last year on a lot of my hiking, my foot was getting numb, the toes. No issues there lately. Also, no back problems. So I've been doing my back exercises, and I really haven't had any back issues to speak of at all, and then no blisters. I've been doing a lot of hiking. The hiking that I did most of last year, and then so far this year, you know, hasn't been an issue of blisters at all, really. So I'm thankful for that. So that's the positive and the negative, I guess, and some lessons learned. So it wasn't a failure in that sense, because I did learn a few things.